Okay. Please tell me what happened on that day when you got the phone call.
Well,
Okay, let's start this way. Let's start with earlier that day you were with Assata at her home.
yes, I was at her house, had a room, and I tried to get her to go with me. She had wanted me to run some errands for her. She was afraid to leave her room because she said someone was stalking her, and people were coming in her room, and she wanted a new lock for her door. And I didn't want her to change the lock because I knew she would be kicked out the program if she changed the lock without their permission. So I told her that I didn't have enough money to purchase that type of a lock. And she gave me her debit card and told me to get the lock for her and to bring her some things for her and her pet mouse. And when I got back to her room, she was gone. And I went down and I was talking to one of the front desk people, and I asked if he could do a welfare check because my daughter had told me she wasn't going anywhere. She was not answering the door, and I didn't know if she was okay. So we went up there, and she wasn't there, and that was the first time I was in her room, and I couldn't believe the condition that the room was in. So I left the things that I had purchased for her in the room, and I went back downstairs. So it was like 9:30. I was talking to the guy, and I waited around till like 9:30, and then I left at 9:30, and I got home, and I went to bed. So at like 1:30 in the morning, I got a phone call, and I thought it was Assata calling me. I thought she had just got back home, and she had saw that I had came in her room, and she was angry with me for going in her room without her permission, or that she was excited that I had brought the things back that I was expecting to hear her.
I'm sorry.
And instead it was the coroner's office. And they said that she had been hit by a train. And I asked them, how did they know that it was her, because she didn't have any ID. And they said she just had a purse with some earplugs and 2 sets of keys. No ID, no wallet or anything. And and I asked them how did they know it was her, and they said they had did her fingerprints and that she had died around 9:30, and they had to wait until they got the fingerprints back before they knew who to call. And so they called me, and they said she was walking south on the blue line. And I was told at first that she was struck at 55th and Long Beach Street. So I went there as soon as it got light, and I didn't see anything. And I asked other people if anybody had saw anything. There was nothing there. And they said no, they didn't see anything. I mean, at 9:30, it's right across the street from housing projects and liquor stores and all kinds of stuff. So someone, should have seen something, but no one saw anything. So then that was what the coroner told me, Liana. And then I spoke to someone at the police station, and I'm not sure who it was because every time I called for Officer Post, she wasn't there. And they kept giving me other people, different people. And I was told that she was hit at 51st and Long Beach Street. And I went there, and there was nothing there either. So I really don't know where she was struck at. And I called to see if MTA, if I could see where she was and where she entered and all of that. And they told me no. And I kept asking them. They said that it was an accident. There's no investigation. They weren't investigating anything. And I kept asking, well, how did she get there? I mean, where did she enter it? I mean, because at 51st, there's a fence there. So how could she even get there, And so was anybody following her, any of those things like that, but no one. They were like, it's closed and we'll call you back, and I still haven't gotten anything with that.